everybody. You guys ready for lunch? Getting there? All right, well, hopefully this will be a beautiful way to send you into lunch. So I have a very cool job. I'm a business designer. I actually design and redesign businesses from the inside out by transforming their organization through purpose alignment. What I do is I take the company's purpose and the individual purposes of the individual purposes of the people who are driving the organization, and I align them. And with that comes a beautiful transformation. I have the absolute pleasure of employing an amazing and unique team of strategists, consultants, business experts, designers, developers, and writers, and we together transform companies, cultures, brands, experiences. And we do it, all of our success is really based on a shared mission and vision and mantra. And that mission and vision and mantra is hopefully coming up on the screen. Make beautiful things happen. And we do that by making beautiful things happen on purpose and with purpose. And that's really the key, purpose. Because if you can find purpose in what you do, you can find beauty in what you do. And that's what life's all about. If you love what you do, they'll always say you'll never work a day in your life. And that's such a critical thing because Henry David Thoreau's quote, "Most men lead lives of quiet desperation," is pretty true. And that's despite what people perceive as success, right? Despite fame and wealth, how many countless examples do we see of people who are unhappy? Despite what a lot of us would look at and say, well, they have everything. Why can't they be unhappy? Why can't they be happy? And that's because, as humans, we need significance. We need meaning in our lives. And without it, we're lost and unfulfilled and simply going through the motions, unaware of our capabilities and life's possibilities. With purpose, you find passion and clarity. And with clarity comes an unbelievable amount of strength and courage. Purpose gives you a life greater than yourselves. So how do you find purpose? Well, number one, know who you are, not someone else's definition of who you are, not society's definition of what you should be. Who are you? How many of you have done a study on yourself? Taken a class on yourself? Homework on yourself? Why don't we do that? Why don't we study ourselves and learn who we are? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? Because then you embrace your strengths, right? And you support your weaknesses. That's how I hire. I know my strengths, and I hire to my weaknesses. Because believe me, one of my weaknesses is detail. And if there was a bunch of undetailed people working in my organization, we would fail. So I support my weaknesses by surrounding myself with people who build those up. So it's really, really, really important. Study yourself, embrace your strengths, and support your weaknesses. And the other thing is seek education, not distraction. I think that the most critical thing that you can do to really find what you're meant to do, what your purpose is, what drives you from a passion perspective, is to not get distracted. Set your goals. If you know what you're supposed to be doing, you've defined what success is for you. Maybe you don't quite know what your purpose is, but you've defined successful goals. Ask yourself every time you take an action, is this taking me towards my goal, towards my potential purpose, or away from it? And when you do that, you have an amazing way of really focusing and driving clarity. And then you don't beat yourself up so much. How many of us do that? If I just didn't do this too much, if I just stopped watching TV, or if I just focused, or if I just could think straight. We live in an amazing day and time, right? We live in the information age. Never have we had so much access to so many things, but it's a major distraction. So are we really in control of our day? Are we really in control of moving towards goals? Well, you have to have a conscious effort towards doing that. And part of it is asking yourself, every time you have a chance to, is this moving me towards something or away from something? And is that something important? Is it a goal? Is it moving towards my purpose? And it just brings an amazing amount of clarity. So the other aspect of it, I think that you want to do is seek experience. Try the world. Try everything. I have a really unique background. I was raised bicontinentally. My father is American, Irish Catholic American, and my mother is Moroccan. And I think one of the greatest gifts that my parents gave me was the gift of trying everything, of trying the world. I've traveled so many places. I see nothing but similarities and not differences. I mean, we grew up so unique. My dad was Catholic, so we celebrated all the Catholic holidays, and my mom's Muslim, so we celebrated all the Muslim holidays. So we would literally break our fast for Ramadan with Christmas dinner. That is celebrating diversity. And the best part of it is that we lived in a Jewish neighborhood in South Florida. So I always tell my children, I'm a mom, I have 2 little ones, and I always tell them, if you don't try, you don't know. Well, we have to do the same thing as adults, right? If you don't try, you don't know. If you don't engage the person sitting next to you to get to know them and maybe what you have in common with them, you're not growing. You're not trying the world. And that's how your purpose evolves, because you're going out there and making an effort to grow. You're making an effort to connect. And it's through so many different possibilities that you begin to define your purpose. And it's okay that it shifts. Oh my God, you want to hear mine? My degree, yes, my degree is from Florida State University, but I also went to University of Miami, so UF, there's hope. I probably will do the whole trifecta and go to all 3 steps. But my degree is in accounting, and kind of going back to defining who you are, that is a really critical thing, because I chose degrees and majors kind of based on making other people happy, and I don't regret them, because they're phenomenal degrees for a foundation, especially doing business. But was it really me? Was it really me trying to make someone else happy? You know, it could be debated. And that's where you really want to have control over those things. And that's a really important aspect to, you know, being open to what you really know. Because if you have the courage to maybe take that class in design one time, or like me, one time I took a class in acting. I'm an introvert. If you take a class in acting, that is a really painful experience. But now I can actually somewhat get on stage and somewhat not pass out, so there's benefit. So seek experience, try the world, try everything. Life's too short. What do you have to lose by just not making an effort to try something new every day? And it will get you closer and closer to your purpose that you may already have defined, or possibilities that you didn't even think you could define. The other aspect of it is, once you do that, right, you've gone through knowing who you are, you're doing a study, you're learning your strengths, weaknesses, you're seeking education and not distraction because you're committed to studying success, you're seeking experience, you're trying everything, right? You've become this just suave, sophisticated individual on the surface. But have you really accepted who you are? Do you really believe in yourself? How many of us go through that all the time where we're apologizing, maybe on the surface, maybe internally? I know I did that. I actually one time apologized for being short. Who does that? I'm only 5'3", so I've come, and so I had in my growth and my development as a leader and an entrepreneur and all the things that I do, I've learned to be clever about it. I'm not short. I'm adjustable. I can go from 5'3" to 5'7", depending on what heels I'm wearing. Positivity, right? So that's a really important thing. Accept who you are. If you're going through all this effort of learning who you are, cut out the negativity, cut out the apologetic aspects of things. I mean, we do it a lot. And, you know, a lot of us have more, you know, bravado and confidence, and some of them don't. Some of us have a really good surface level of it, and bone deep, it's not so good. And, you know, be honest with yourself. Where are you at when it comes to that? And accept yourself. And then believe in yourself. Acceptance is one, but do you believe? And I'll be honest with you, if you don't, that's a big, big stumbling block. Any kind of success that you have in this life is built on a foundation of your leadership skills, of your strength as an individual, everything. If you're going to build anything on your own talent and strength, you have an obligation to have a solid foundation before you do that, because you're taking a lot of people on the journey with you. Family, your students, your employees, your clients, whoever it is. If there's cracks in that foundation because you don't really believe in yourself, or you don't really know who you are, you know, what happens when you build something on a faulty foundation? That's really tough to go through. So be honest and accepting and believing in yourself. And if you can't quite believe in yourself yet because you're still doing this grand study of who you are, find someone who will. That was the greatest gift I think I've gotten in a long time, is I have someone who's constantly saying to me, I believe in you. It even chokes me up. It gets me emotional because there's times where we all fall down, especially in entrepreneurship. And to have someone say, I believe in you, when you don't quite believe in yourself, is a powerful thing, and it raises you up. And I give that gift to anyone. If someone's having difficulty in believing in what they do or what they're capable of, I will lend you my belief, because I'll always be grateful to the individual that lent me his. And that's a really important factor. So you're knowing who you are, you're studying yourself, you're seeking things, you're learning to accept and believe, you're becoming so strong. Now here's the hard part. You better learn to accept the fact that you will be scared and that fear is a good thing. Embrace it. If you don't feel scared about what you're doing, you're not out of your comfort zone and you're not finding what you're really meant to do. That's not purpose. That's not, purpose is always this edge of excitement. It fuels passion, clarity, conviction, strength, all of these things. And it should be on the edge of emotion. And fear is inevitable because this is hard work. Success is hard work. And guess what? Staying successful is even more difficult because now you got a big fat target on your back. This is what you look like here. So when you fall, you got to get back up. So you got to embrace fear and you got to accept humility. This is a process of being successful. There will be times that you may get dropped on your knees, and that humility is a great place to learn. And it becomes, so clarifying to terms to whether or not you're doing what you're meant to do. And that's, where beauty comes from. You actually find beauty, I think, in the most scary, humble places in your life, because it throws away all the unimportant stuff, all the things we get caught up in, the distractions, the inconsequential things, the self-criticism, everything gets shoved to the side because we see things for what they are. So you accept fear, you embrace fear, you accept humility, and then you persevere. You want to talk about going through walls? That's what success is about. You go through walls all the time. Some of them you put up yourself and then go through them, which is kind of a backwards process, but we do that. We make bad decisions, then we have to suffer the consequences above them, but you get better at it. You get better at going through. And that is such a powerful, powerful experience. If you can find your purpose, you'll find beauty in what you do. If you're not sure what it is, or maybe you already have the gift of what it is, then remember it every day, because it's so easy to become jaded and cynical about it. Do what you love. Find beauty in it every day, and everything else will follow. And success for me every day is about making beautiful things happen. So I really, really, really hope that you guys will learn from this and grow from this. Find beauty in what you do and make beautiful things happen every day. Thank you.